temp is getting great. Got the door open, don't need any air conditioning. Nice. This is the best time of the year now. The next 6 weeks will be great in Pahrump, Nevada.
They said that rock and roll will soon fade away. No matter what they say, rock and roll is here to stay. I don't want to hang up my rock and roll shoes, because I get that feeling every time I hear the blues. Because my feet start moving every time I hear the blues. Shoot, 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 shoot.
KPFF-LP, Pahrump, Nevada. Statements and opinions made on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its affiliates. Fighting Corruption with Anthony Greco. Fighting Government Corruption, the Real Gangsters.
Greetings from the corrupt criminal enterprise we know as Nye County. I am Anthony Greco, and I am happy to be back in this chair. It's been a few weeks. The problems I'm having with that maniac that lives on my property is coming to a head. He's called the cops numerous times on me. They come there, they realize what they're dealing with. I haven't had a problem with 3 of the cops that came. I haven't had a problem with animal control, nothing. But there's other things I want to get to. First, support for KPFF is brought to you in part by a new Godfather Media, an internet service provider for the Valley of Pahrump. Contact info for Godfather Media is phone number 877-Pahrump. That is 877-724-7867. If you couldn't write that down fast enough, just remember 877-Pahrump. Okay. There was a little blurb on Facebook today on Godfather Vegas, and it says that I was going to talk about the Well Co-op today, and this will be the first and last time that I talk about it. I heard over 2 hours and 20 minutes of the audio. I'm not going to give my opinion on it. I would think that people in Pahrump should stop talking about this and let the process take care of it. Either way. I actually, after I posted that on Facebook, when it was posted on Facebook today about the show, about an hour later, I got a call from John Basta. And he asked me a couple of questions. I gave him my opinion. I'm not going to tell you which way. That was between me and John. And I think the reason why I'm talking about this right now is there's one thing I want to get straight, and this is a fact. When I heard what happened, I called the radio station and told one of the directors to pull all of Dwight Lilly's promos for his show off the air. One of the reasons why I made that decision was part of his show was being paid by the Well Co-op. So what we did was we pulled out every check that we received from him, from Dwight, from the time he became president of the co-op, because if they do a right job, they're going to have to do a forensic audit, and we would be involved in that audit. So I didn't want the station to be involved in anything but dealing with the audit that's probably going to come. And then when this all plays out, either way, then we'll find out which way it's going to go. Unfortunately, fortunately, it was all done before Dwight got in contact with the station. He actually texted at 12:30 in the morning that he couldn't do his Friday show because he was incarcerated and he had just gotten out. and it wasn't a problem. I communicated with Dwight. I tried to communicate with him. I called his number, but it went to voicemail, and it says, I don't listen to my voicemail, text me a message. And I apologized to Dwight on his voicemail because I don't text. Everybody knows I don't get texts. I don't pay attention to them. Like he doesn't pay attention to his voicemail, I don't pay attention to texts. I have problems with my hands, and it's hard for me to do that with this little itty bitty phone. So I don't do texts. And I said to him, I'm sorry I have to tell you this on your voicemail. I would have rather tell you person to person, or at least over the phone directly, not into a voice, but your show has been suspended. And I just left that message, and I said, I'm apologizing to you again for leaving you this message, but your show has been suspended. And that was it. I never heard from him, and it doesn't make a difference. But that's a fact. It was my call to suspend his show because of monies that are going to be looked at, and I don't want the station to have a problem. It's bad enough that if there's an audit that we're going to have to turn around and have a CPA go to the audit, and that's on us. But that's just the way it is. So I was the one who made the call to suspend this show. Whatever you've heard, either way, I just told you the facts that happened here. I only can speak for myself and what I do here. The radio station is not responsible for anything I do or anything I say here. Okay? But I do believe, as far as the co-op is concerned, I do believe that people should stop talking about it. Whether it's for them or against them, everybody should stop and let the system do what it has to do. Now, if I was involved in this, what I would want would be a forensic audit. A forensic audit is the only thing that's going to show everything good or bad. Now, if I was involved, like in anything that I was involved in, I was an open book. And rumors hurt people. Okay, that's why nobody should be talking about it, because I had this problem. I had this problem when the Pahrump Valley Times said I was a convicted murderer and arsonist, which I have never been convicted of either one of those things. So rumors are not good. Whether it comes from the media or individuals, rumors are not good. Let the system do its job. Okay, as far as the system doing its job, as far as Chris Arabia and I'm concerned, I haven't seen Chris do anything wrong yet. Okay, if there's no case, he's not going to try a case. He's dropped numerous cases. He's actually fired Michael Vita Cabell, who's been with the county for 12 years, and I told Angela Bello, her second day on the job, you need to clean house, because you got Coonsy people in here, they've been tainted, they're no good. They violate people's constitutional civil rights every day. And what is Chris Arabia doing? He's cleaning house. Smart man. 2 people in that government building that are doing a good job that I could see is Chris Arabia and Lisa Shamley. Okay? This is the first time in 21 years that I live in this community that I've seen justice being served on both sides with Chris Arabia and Lisa Shamley. I've never seen it in the 21 years I'm here until those 2 people got in office in January of this year. So for 9 months that they're in there, I think they're doing a good job. I've watched what's been going on. I have never seen either one of them do anything while I was paying attention that was against people's civil and constitutional rights. And that's what this is all about. Everybody deserves their day in court. Now, am I saying this because I'm trying to back these guys up? No. Everybody deserves a day in court. Okay, I had an attorney in New York, and his name was George Golsa. You could look him up. He's one of 10 attorneys in the city of New York that could do a capital murder case. There's only 10 people that are allowed to do a federal capital murder case in the city of New York, and he was one of them. And he had a client who raped a little girl, killed her, and burned her body. And I said to him, why are you trying to get the death penalty removed from that case? And he says, I'm an attorney, I don't believe in the death penalty. That's just his personal thing. I says, well, how could you, be a lawyer for this guy? He says, first of all, I was appointed, and everybody gets their day in court. So those are not my words. This is a very high-profile federal attorney who said everybody deserves their day in court. He didn't go. Now, when he tried the case, one of the things he said to the jury was that he was not trying to, how can I put this? He was not trying to get the person off. He knew he was guilty, but he said the guy he has constitutional right to have his day in court. He did not try to get the guy off, and when his closing arguments, and I don't know the exact words, but were that I'm not trying to diminish what he did. He did a very disgusting thing. His part was not to give him the death penalty. Other than that, he should be found guilty. He told the jury he should be found guilty. He admitted he did it. He admitted to his attorney. He admitted to the prosecutors he did it. He just didn't think the guy should get the death penalty. And as an attorney, it bothered him to do the case, but he says, at my job as an attorney, everybody deserves a day in court. So how I'm getting all around this circle is these guys, these people that were involved in the co-op deserve their day in court without all of our nonsense, good and bad, on rumors to either get them off or convict them. That's up to the prosecutor, their attorneys, and the jury. If you want to do something, see if you can go on the jury, but that's not going to happen. You can't pick to go onto the jury. That's not going to happen. So why don't we see how this plays out? Me personally, I believe that this is going to take at least 3 years. Okay, it's not going to happen tomorrow. It's going to take some time. Now, if I was on the board of directors, because I belong to this organization since day one, if I was on the board of directors, this is just my opinion, I would turn around and say I would like to step down temporarily until this is over and put people in place to do whatever so the organization doesn't get hurt. Until we find out what the outcome is, and if everything's okay, they go back to their position. If it's not okay, they don't get their position back. But they should give the members, this is my opinion only, I'm not talking for anybody, what I would do as a board of director is I would temporarily step down so the organization doesn't look good. Okay, so being there would think that the organization would look bad, and the idea is to save the organization because it's trying to do something good for the community. Okay, and that's the bottom line. When you get involved in these not-for-profit organizations, because I have one, I actually have my certificate from the IRS that I received on September 12th to be able to form a not-for-profit organization. To run one, I know exactly what has to be done to run that. I took that class from the IRS, and I'm certified to do that. And that's what should be done. When you do a not-for-profit, you're doing work for people and the community. So I really wish that people would stop rumors. Okay? There's no sense of the people fighting amongst themselves when we're going by hearsay. All right? Because when somebody talks, especially if they didn't hear the audio, okay, and I'm not telling you that the audio is good, I'm not telling you if it's bad. I'm just telling you, if you want to really know the truth, listen to the audio. But don't let somebody make up your mind and put an opinion in your head. That's why I'm not telling you what I heard on a tape. I don't want it to sway either way. I'm not a friend of the cops. Right. Oh, I'm sorry. We're not taking any phone calls tonight because I have too much to talk about. Okay. So, I'm just disappointed about the whole situation. I'm disappointed in the rumors on both sides. I think we need, as a community, step back and let the system work. Either way, just let the system work. I talk about a lot of government corruption, okay, but there's still a system in place, and you're not talking about just one lawyer. There's going to be a few going against the prosecution, so let it just play out the way it has to play out. So that's my disappointment on this whole situation, is the rumors. It's got to stop. Unless you have fact, don't say anything either way. Don't fight with each other over it, because if you heard the tape, you know what's going on. If you didn't hear the tape, you don't know what's going on. So it's not a tape, it's digital. But that's what you say. Go to the videotape or go to the audio tape. And that's the way it should be. It's that simple. Don't let anybody make up your mind either way. You have to find out information for yourself. And if you're not showed evidence yourself, it's a rumor. It's that simple. Take it from me. I've been bashed. I sued the Pahrump Valley Times. Lane threw the lawsuit out. I asked Lane to recuse himself numerous times. He refused. My attorney asked him to recuse himself. He refused. Even during my trial, when I had a sidebar, I have the transcript. My lawyer said to Lane, "This is why we asked you to recuse yourself. You're biased against my client." It's right there in print. Okay? So people have to stop the rumors. I put in my Facebook many years ago. Okay? Rumors are no good. It hurts people. Either way. So you got to turn around and stop it. I don't talk to people over the phone about it. I talked to John. I gave him my opinion. And I turned around and told him I really don't want to discuss anything on the phone. It's that simple. I talked to the man himself. I don't want to discuss anything on the phone. And I know John because John and Frank put this whole co-op together. So I was there from day one. As of day one, the first meeting that they had, I wasn't even talking to Frank. Okay? But I felt that the two of them were doing something good for the community, so I wanted to be involved because it's my community too. If anything went bad in the meantime, things happen. If nothing went bad, that's good too. Okay? But I would ask for a forensic audit, and I might ask for it on Thursday, if they don't have the paperwork from the first filing, because there was a split with Frank and John at the beginning, and there was some bad blood, so Frank didn't give a lot of the paperwork. So nobody really knows what the first filing looks like, but the IRS does. So we could request I want to know where the money came from to start the organization from day one. I want to know a forensic audit on the IRS. I want a forensic audit, and a forensic audit will take every receipt, will tell you who got reimbursed for gasoline, and you got the gasoline receipt. That means that they don't take the books and just add and subtract, and everything looks good. Every line, every set of numbers goes back to a receipt. And then who signed off on the receipt. A forensic audit will either clear this up or send it on the path it's supposed to, or the path of being cleared up. Fully open. Everything should be out in the open. There's no problem. You shouldn't be asking people who are not involved any of the answers. If they're not involved, they don't have the answers. Okay, so let's stop with the rumors. Let's stop hurting each other. Either way, if you're for these guys, that's fine. If you're against these guys, that's fine too. But you gotta let the system work. Okay? Why did they come after me? They came after me because I said that Robert Lane stole $340,000 from the drug court. I made a mistake. He stole $362,000 from the drug court. I was off by 22 grand. Okay? But he took the money. A forensic audit showed it. Okay, the MacArthur Agency, who does all the audits for the county and the town of Pahrump, found the money from the drug court going back to an account that Robert Lane had. It's that simple. That's why you want a forensic audit. It will set you free or incarcerate you, either way. Okay? Fortunately for Lane, he had a dirty prosecutor named Brian Coonsey who saved him. And that's why Lane didn't get in trouble. But Lane has plenty of problems. Plenty of problems. Just with my case. And I'm going to get into my case in a little while because my case is going to get overturned. There's no way. There's a minimum of 3 things why my case should be overturned. That means no felony, no conviction. The sentence that I went to prison for that Lane illegally put me in there was illegal. That's why I got out. The appellate court found that Robert Lane illegally incarcerated me for 360 days. So he turned, hey, lazy dog, how you doing? So that's why my case, that's one of the reasons why. Lane lied to the prison and turned around and told them that I had a prior conviction and a prior parole violation, and that's why you can't send me, to parole and probation. You got to bring him back to Nye County Detention Center. My probation officer sat there until 8:30 at night. Lane never even told him that he's having me incarcerated here. So, first of all, he left me there for 3 months after the appellate court told him to get me out of there, that my sentence was vacated. He left me there for 3 more months. Okay, when I told the COs there what happened, they called the warden who ran High Desert State Prison, and he said, get him out of my facility, because now he's responsible for a person who's not supposed to be there. He don't want that problem. So they sent me to Three Lakes Conservation Camp. I stood there for 8 days and then showed the paperwork to that CO there. He called that warden, and the warden said to me, Mr. Greco, everybody in the state of Nevada knows who you are. We're trying to get you out of here. The judge is holding it up. So now, the judge was said to get me out of there. He left me there. He lied and made me go